Hey there, nation. Welcome to the show. We help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander CheapSkate. It is time for another edition of Tales from the Underhive. These are Necromunda battle reports. This is battle report number 27. It is a shootout scenario that is fought between myself with my jury, which is my House Cawdor gang, versus my friend Lady Domina of the Killjoys of her House Escher gang. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My gang is now back in action again after being recently outlawed by taking on Precinct 13 and rescuing one of my gang members in force. And so now the Killjoys are after a bit of that bounty money that's on my head, and they rolled up on the scenario chart. They got the choose on it, and so they decided to go with the shootout scenario. So we'll take D6 worth of gangers from both sides, have them walk down the lonely mile, and then have to do a quick draw to see exactly who will be the quickest and who will be the dead. So let's go talk about the rosters, ladies and gentlemen, talk about which gang members will be taking place in this battle report, and then we'll go on to the battle report proper. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the roster for the jury. This is my House Cawdor gang. Our current gang rank is at 3,258 points, and the gang members that drew up on this one is, first of all, my leader, Riptor. He's armed with a chainsaw, he's got auto pistol as well as a bolt gun. He's packing carapace armor as well as a shield, a suppression shield that he got from the fought on Precinct 13. He's going out there with his buddies Lemonhead, Tetsuo, VR, as well as Reese. Just to give you guys an indication who those guys are, well, Tetsuo, that guy's a ganger who's armed with an auto rifle. He's also armed with what's called drum magazines, maul, as well as frag grenades. Got a series of skills. Same Limited, he's more like the group sniper. He's got the true grit as well as kill rep skill. Packing a laser rifle with a hotshot power pack as well. We also got VRs, more gangers armed with 2 auto pistols and melta bombs. He's also got the quick, the gunslinger fighter ability, which will really help him out with this one. And we also have our brand new Juve Reese. That guy's armed with a stub gun and dum-dum bullets and a maul. So it's gonna be my 5 gangs members who are gonna represent us in this shootout for this scenario. And here's the roster for Lady Domina as the Killjoys. This is her House Escher gang. Leading this one is Furia. She's got a bolt gun, bolt pistol, as well as chainsaw. She's got the gang leader as well as rapid fire skill. Also joining her will be One Shot Blonde. That lady's armed with the hunting rifle. Has got the rapid fire as well as a dodge skill. After her comes Trixie as well as Minnie the Punk, who are two newly promoted gangers. They're both armed with last guns as well as last pistols, and then Trixie has, of course, has a frag grenade. And then finally you also have Harlow, who is our recently recruited Jew. She's packing a last pistol as well as a chain flail, and she'll also be participating in this shootout as well. So once again, it's gonna be 5 on 5. As you can see there, also my gang rating kind of beats them by over 1,000 points. So win or lose, they're gonna get a lot of credits out of this fight, and same thing of getting a lot of experience points too. So let's go and talk about the scenario rules. We'll talk about exactly what the shootout scenario is all about, and then we'll talk and then have actually go into the actual battle report. So let's see exactly who's going to survive this one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's deployment for our scenario. As you can see, we're doing a shootout scenario, and basically how it works is that both gangs line up in single file lines right across each other like the old Wild West. And what ends up happening is they both advance 1 inch towards each other and continue doing so until they get to about 8 inches across from each other. Every single time that each gang goes forward an inch, the players on both sides roll a d6. A score of 1 through 5 is equal to those numbers, so a 1 is a 1 and a 5 is a 5. If you roll a 6, it counts as a 0. And the gang members keep on rolling these dice every turn, and they keep on adding the totals of these dice roll until they exceed the score of 15. Once the number 15 has been exceeded by on their score, that results in a quick draw, in which case all the gang members will then draw their guns. You get bonuses for +1 if you're using pistols, +0 if you're not using pistols, and get a -1 if you're using heavy weapons. And what ends up happening is that you roll a d6, add your bonus to your initiative, and that determines your shootout initiative. And then what happens there is that it goes from descending order from highest to lowest, and then they shoot it out. Once that shootout portion is over with, we go on to a regular normal game of Necromunda. Both sides roll for initiative, and it just carries on as usual after that. So make up the left-hand side of the shootout. You got the Killjoys, you got Fury right there located in the middle, as well as her gang members flanker on either side. You got One Shot Blonde on the left-hand side, as well as Marlowe. I'm sorry, not Marlowe. Harlow is the guy, is the characters over there on the left-hand side, and then you have Mimi the Punk as well as Trixie make up the right-hand side. And so these are the Killjoys who will be participating in this scenario. And here's the jury on the right-hand side. So in the center you have Riptor. On the left of him, of course, is Tetsuo. On the very far left is VR. And then to his right is his right-hand man, Lemonhead. And to the very far right is a brand new Juve Reese. And that'll make up the jury taking place in this battle report. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to play the music. We're going to show the rolls, exactly what the totals were for each round. And then we'll get down to the shootout. And then we'll talk about the rest of the battle report after that. So we will see you guys here in a second. Alright, so eventually the jury did break their nerves. We actually did it by 3 points, so because of that, the Killjoys would get +3 on their experience points, as well as the underdog bonuses for the scenario. And this is what the shootouts roster looks like. First of all, we have Harlow the Killjoy going first, followed by Riptor, Tetsuo VR of the jury. Next comes Trixie of the Killjoys, followed by Reese the Juve of the jury. Then comes Furia, as well as One Shot Blonde, maybe the Punk, as well as Limited of the jury. And that's pretty much what the shooting roster is going to end up being. So we're going to take a quick photo real fast, show you exactly what happened with the shootout. Alright, as you can see in this photo, absolute pandemonium took place right after the shootout, so let's go ahead and talk about that. First of all, Harlow, she originally shot at VR, but unfortunately for her, she missed her shot. And then right after that, next person on the list ended up being Riptor. Riptor takes his legs and one shot with his bullet pistol, shoots at One Shot Blonde. He does hit her, however, he only manages to pin her. That's why she's got that little shield icon right above her head, because she's not down, she's just pinned. After that, Tetsu cuts loose at Furia, but ends up missing his shot, so that one wasn't too good. And it takes VR for the guy to finally actually put some hurt down on the Killjoys. He uses his gunfight ability, shoots at Furia, and throws her down and also wounds her, and she's down for the count. So because of that, she's got the little red icon next to her because she's down, as well as shooting at Trixie, wounding her, and also putting her down as well. And that's why she has like a little red icon right next to them. After that, because Trixie's down, she can't shoot, so we skip her, go directly to Reese. He shoots at maybe the Punk, but he misses. Next, we go to Furia, but then Furia's down, so she loses her turn. One Shot Blonde, she also loses her turn too because she's also pinned, so she can't really do much of anything as well. Maybe the Punk then shoots at Riptor, hits him but doesn't wound him, so he's pinned. So now my leader has that little shield icon above his head because he's down for the count right now. And then finally we have Lemonhead. He shoots at Mimi, manages to hit Mimi the Punk as well as wound her and also put her down as well. So as you can see here, it's a very bad situation for the Killjoys. 3 of their gang members are down. 1 is pinned. The other one is the only one left standing. And so the initiative phase is extremely important for this next turn to see exactly who gets the first turn on this part. So both gangs take a d6. We roll off dice, so we figure out who's going first. And that takes us directly to the top of turn number 1 for the jury. I won initiative on this one. As you can see in this photo, all I really did is I just charged forward with my entire gang. And the reason why I did that is because 3 of the members of the Killjoys are down. And if I do charge into and make those charges in the combat phase, they automatically go out of action. So since over half the gang is down, that's exactly what I did. First of all, Ripper took his pin test because he's within 2 inches of another friendly unit. He gets to roll on his initiative. I rolled a 2, so because he gets back on his feet and he also charges. So you can see that the entire line of my jury just charged directly into her. I engage One Shot Blonde in close combat with Limited, so because she's only pinned and she gets engaged with close combat, that character pops up and fights my second command. And then of course Mimi the Punk also sorry, not Mimi the Punk, Marlowe. Sorry, not Marlowe. Harlow takes on my new member Reese. So it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like a Jew fight between those two, which is actually kind of cool. And since we've both been done with the move phase, there's no shooting because everyone's engaged in close combat, we go directly to the combat phase. Alright, so we're automatically within the combat phase. Furia, Trixie, as well as Mimi the Punk, they all go out of action automatically, just because when they were charging in close combat, since they were already down, they're kind of at the mercy of their opponent, so those guys got slayed off pretty quickly. So that part was kind of sad for Lady Domina. She loses 3 members of her gang just right off the bat. Alright, so here's a close-up of Furia. You got Furia in the middle, as well as Mimi the Punk, as well as Trixie. Unfortunately for them, the 3 of them will have to roll off on the serious injuries table at the end of the scenario to see exactly what happened to them. In the combat phase, absolutely brutal for the Killjoys. Lemonhead inflicted 4 wounds onto One Shot Blonde, managed to put her down pretty badly. And the reason why is because I rolled like a 6 to hit, plus I charged, I got those +1 to my bonuses. And with combined with my weapon skill, pretty much put 4 wounds onto that lady. So she's down and she will also go to action as well. The fight between Reese and Harlow was actually kind of interesting. I only beat her by 1, and the reason why I was able to do that is because I counted the bonus for charging. So because of that, he gets the difference of 1, gets the 1 hit off of her, uses Maul to put her down, also hits her, inflicts the last wound, and puts her out of action as well. And as you can see in this close-up, all 5 members of the Killjoy that are taking place in this battle are now dead. Not really dead, I'm sorry, they're out of action, so all 5 of them will have to roll off on the serious injury table after the scenario. And that brings us directly to the end of the game. As you can see, all 5 members of the jury are still standing. We managed to put all 5 of the Killjoys out of action, so we automatically win this scenario. So that being said, this pretty much rounds up this battle report. We go directly to the post-game and talk about exactly what kind of advancements, injuries, and income was made from this battle report, because this battle report is now officially over. Alright, so let's go and talk about the Killjoys. So here's an updated roster that they received. Because they were fighting as underdogs, they received a 11 bonus for their experience points because of the underdog rating that they got. So each of those gang members got an additional 11 points. Also, they got an additional 3 points because that was the difference between the break score while we drew for the shootout portion of the scenario as well. So you can see here, we basically have a couple of advances. One shot blonde, she received an arm wound, but at the same time, she also got an advancement for +1 to her strength. So because that just kind of evened out, so she's kind of left at the strength that she originally was at. Furia, for her injury, she enrolled impressive scars because that she receives +1 to her leadership, and she also learned the dodge skill as well, so that kind of makes Furia even a deadlier individual as time goes on with that one. Trixie is Mimi the Punk. They both made full recoveries, so Trixie got +1 to her strength, and Mimi the Punk got +1 to her attacks. And then Harlow, she also made a full recovery as well. She also got +1 to her weapon skill as well as Catfall because she advanced twice after doing all those the advancements after that. For the territory, because of the underdogs, they receive +200 credits for the underdog rating, and plus they get 100 credits for profit. So because of that, they actually had quite a bit of money to spend. They end up rehiring Red Cap Killer, so that way that scummer is still part of their team as well. They also purchased chainswords for Raven as well as Mimi the Punk, and also purchased a plasma pistol for Mimi Punk as well. And also when they rolled off on the territories, they rolled a 6 for the settlements. They got a brand new Juve, her name is Marlowe, and basically Mimi the Punk gave up her last pistol as well as sword and gave it to her, so that way now they have a brand new Juve in their gang. Their now gang rating is now at 2,224 points. They got 3 wins and 2 losses, and that pretty much rounds it up for the Killjoys for this one. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the jury who ended up winning this battle report. For them, they didn't receive any bonuses for credits or for leadership or for experience because, you know, they're such a highly rated gang. However, did have a couple of experiences and as well as a couple of advancements as well. Lemon Head, he learned the leap special ability because, because if he kind of made advancements because of the number of wounds he inflicted in close combat as well. Tetsuo earned +1 to his toughness. VR got +1 to his weapon skill as well as +1 to his wounds, so now that guy's kind of a beast now. And then finally, Reese, he made 2 advancements because he was a Juve and actually did quite well for himself. He got +1 to his weapon skill as well as +1 to his blood skill as well. At the same time, I earned 80 credits from the My Works and also managed to scavenge 64 credits by scavenging around to see what we could find in the wasteland. That brings up my grand total to 144 credits. I spent 15 credits rehiring Red Harvest because I wanted to use him for his role in the scenario table, so that way I can keep that. And the other 129 credits end up in the stash because I need to raise up 322 credits in order to remove the bounty that's on my gang as well. I got pretty much lucky on this one. None of my guys got killed, so I didn't have to worry about the bounties being collected on any of their heads, so I'll take what I can get. At this point, my gang is now at 8 wins as well as 0 losses as well. They get -1 or +1 to the next scenario roll as well because of Red Harvest, and my gang rating now is at 3,351 points. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Your guys' input is always invaluable and is always appreciated as always. And once again, check out Instagram as well as Google Plus for the latest in our hobby. That's going to do it for this one, you guys. Let's wrap it up for Necromunda Battle Tales and the Underhive Battle Report number 27. We'll see you guys on the flip side.